Welcome to the Retirement Guide Podcast. I'm your host, George Jameson, owner of Capital Wealth Group, a flat fee only advisory firm. Whether you're nearing retirement or already retired, join me each week as we explore the world of retirement planning and equip you with the knowledge and tools you need for a successful retirement. So let's get started. Turning 50 can feel like a big milestone. You've likely achieved a lot in your career and personal life, but retirement might also start to loom large on the horizon. It's a time to start thinking seriously about your finances and making sure you're on track for a comfortable golden age. So mistake number one, not having a plan. I know I've mentioned this before, but most people in their 50s still don't have a plan in place. It's the biggest mistake of all. Without a roadmap, you're just wandering around hoping you'll stumble into a secure retirement. Sit down and crunch the numbers. Figure out how much you'll need to live comfortably and make sure to factor in inflation and healthcare costs, and then chart a course to get there. So mistake number two, not saving enough. This is pretty obvious, but the earlier you start saving, the better. But even if you're late to the game, you shouldn't worry, because worrying won't help. Just start putting away as much as you can. Now that your kids are off the payroll, or even partially off, aim for at least 10 to 15% of your income into savings like 401ks, IRAs, Roth IRAs, and even taxable accounts. In general, put in 15% into your 401k, or up until you hit the maximum contribution allowed. Then put in the max into a Roth IRA. If you make too much, you can make backdoor Roth contributions. If you're wondering what a backdoor Roth contribution is, see my episode on backdoor Roths for details. If you can save even more after maxing these out, add to a taxable account. However, this is just a general guideline, and everyone's situation is unique. If you're playing catch up, which many of us are, consider bumping that up to 20% or more. And then mistake number three, car loans and other high interest debt. I know Americans love their cars and trucks. I do too. But I've always bought used cars and have always paid cash. In general, I think taking a loan out to buy a car is not a smart idea. And I'm not alone. Susie Orman and Dave Ramsey agree. If you've ever listened to Dave, he is obviously totally against it. Susie Orman said from a recent blog, in quotes, "From what I hear and see these days, plenty of you are being downright dumb when it comes to financing a car purchase." However, she also says if you must take out a loan, it should be for 36 months and no more than 48 months. But the general public continues taking out bigger and longer loans, even with the high interest rates. According to Statista, more than 85% of new cars are financed, and over 55% of used cars are financed. If you want to get serious about retiring, buying and financing a car or truck can really take a hit on your ability to save. Almost all cars are depreciating assets, and the average car loses about 20% of its value in its first year and nearly 50% of its value in the first 3 years. Of course, different cars depreciate at different rates, but the point is, borrowing money for a depreciating asset is almost always a bad idea. I see a ton of brand new, expensive SUVs and cars on the road, and most of them are making payments. Instead, save and pay cash for a car or truck. Look to buy a 3 to 5-year-old car with cash. Car brands like Toyota and Honda have been known to last a long time. But do your research and find out which brands, models, and years tend to be more reliable and have lower maintenance costs. Important to note, leasing is usually always worse than taking out a loan. And of course, taking out a loan is usually always worse than paying cash. Bad debt can drag you down, especially as you get close to and in retirement. Often your income will shrink in retirement, so paying off high interest debts like credit cards first, and then tackle the rest as fast as possible. A debt-free retirement is usually a much sweeter one. And then mistake number 4, investing too conservatively or taking unnecessary risks. You might be tempted to play it safe with your investments in retirement, but that could mean missing out on potential growth. While you shouldn't take on excessive risk, a mix of low-cost stock and bond ETFs that suits your needs, risk tolerance, and time horizon can help your nest egg keep pace with inflation. On the flip side, I see people taking unnecessary risks, such as buying speculative individual stocks, trying to time the market, and allocating too much to risky speculative investments. And moving on to number 5, not having an emergency fund. Unexpected expenses can pop up in your 50s and in retirement. Keeping a hefty emergency fund can provide a safety net in preventing you from having to tap into your investments when markets are down. And now on to mistake number 6, underestimating home maintenance and healthcare costs. Home maintenance and repairs that you postponed while raising your kids can really accumulate. I can personally vouch for this. Whether it's a new roof, HVAC system, windows, appliances, yard updates, kitchen remodels, and so forth. And that's why downsizing after your kids have moved out can significantly lower your overall home expenses. With a smaller home and yard, you'll spend less on utilities, maintenance, and repairs. And healthcare can also be a major expense in retirement. Make sure you factor in Medicare premiums, out-of-pocket costs, and the potential need for long-term care when you're planning for retirement. And then mistake number 7, not downsizing your lifestyle. Your spending habits might need to adjust in retirement. You might not have the same income as you did when you were working. So either consider downsizing your home or adjusting your spending on things like fancy cars, expensive travel, and entertainment. And if you can't afford all of these, simplifying your lifestyle can help with an overall more satisfying retirement. And then number 8, taking Social Security too early. You can start claiming Social Security as early as 62, but for every year you delay until age 70, your benefits bump up by about 8%. And this can make a big difference over a long retirement. And then mistake number 9, not staying engaged. Retirement shouldn't mean sitting on the couch all day. Stay active, both physically and mentally. Volunteer, travel, pursue hobbies, even work part-time. And also, of course, spend time with your loved ones. A fulfilling retirement is about more than just money. And then mistake number 10, not seeking professional help. If you're feeling overwhelmed by retirement planning, don't be afraid to seek help. I see so many people asking detailed questions about retirement planning on Facebook groups. The problem is, no one can give you sound advice without knowing your financial picture, your goals, and so on. They get all types of answers, and many of them are either incomplete or just outright wrong. If you do seek help from a professional, I recommend looking for an independent, fee-only fiduciary financial advisor or planner. A fee-only financial advisor must put your interest above their own and cannot make a commission from selling you a financial product. They can help you create a personalized plan and make sure you're on track for a secure future without charging you an arm and a leg or trying to sell you an insurance product you may or may not need. Remember, retirement is a marathon, not a sprint. With careful planning and smart financial decisions, you can ensure that your golden years are everything you've dreamed of. I hope these tips help you avoid some of the common retirement financial mistakes. By taking control of your finances now, you can look forward to a happy, healthy, and financially secure retirement. And one more thing, don't forget to enjoy the journey. Retirement is a time to relax, have fun, and make the most of your golden years. Thanks, and hope everyone has a great day. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of The Retirement Guide. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and leave a 5-star review to help others discover the show. For questions, ideas, or discuss your retirement plan, reach out to me, George Jameson, at Capital Wealth Group. Visit our website at capitalwealthplan.com to learn more. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for more insightful retirement planning in future episodes. And now for the disclaimer. The information discussed in this podcast is for general explanations and education only. It is not tax, legal, or investment advice. Before considering acting on any information heard here, first consult with your tax, legal, or investment advisor. Thank you and have a great day.